If your generator doesn't start and you haven't run it for a while, I think I have the answers to why it won't and the fix for it today on GardenFork. Maybe she'll help. Ready? Here we go. Make, fix, grow, cook. GardenFork. Hello. Hello. So we're at my sister's house and she was gifted a generator a while ago and I haven't been able to get it started, and I'm pretty sure the people who were very nice to give it to us did not use gas stabilizer in the fuel tank. So what that means is that the fuel that's sitting in the carburetor is not stabilized and gas goes bad over time and it basically gums up your carburetor. The simplest solution here is to replace the carburetor, which is expensive, kind of, it's $100, but your generator will run, which is a lot cheaper than buying a new generator. So I'm going to show you how to switch out your carburetor today on this puppy here, and then we'll have our generator back. Is that good?
That's good.
Okay.
To get a gift that's never worked. It was quite the gift.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to gift you a carburetor.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll put it on.
My gummy carburetor will be gone.
So this in here is your carburetor. This is the fuel filter, carburetor, fuel inlet tubing, and then this is the cylinder, and this is your spark plug. When you're going to work on an engine, always disconnect the spark plug, and we're going to disconnect this fuel line to work on the carburetor. You have to drain the fuel line, which I'll show you how to do. Take this filter off to get to the carburetor.
What are you doing, Eric?
Before I start a project, I always take pictures of it, because if I mess it up, I can refer to the pictures as to what parts go where.
Oh, and then if you have leftover parts, you know where to put them.
You know me well.
Yes.
Cover comes off with our filter, and then we're going to remove these two nuts here. All right, so we're going to turn our fuel supply off. We're going to remove this clamp, and then this hose comes off the carburetor. This is the fuel line, and some gas might come out of here. And that goes into a gas can. So we're going to drain out this tank into our gas can, and then we're going to take that gas to one of those recycling places that'll take like old paint, old gas, that kind of thing. You don't want to have old fuel in here and put it into a brand new carburetor, because the same thing's going to happen again. All right, move this out of the way. Like that. Now we have to get these two bolts off, and they are Torx bolts, and I don't know if we have the right tools for that. All right, we had a little bit of a technical issue here. Our microphone stopped working, but what I'm trying to tell you here is I had to make 3 trips to the different tool stores to find the female Torx socket, and it is an E25 socket, by the way, which it said right in the instructions. And then I removed the bolts, and then I removed the governor control rod and the governor spring and pull off the carburetor. You want an E25 socket, okay? If all else fails, read directions. So a couple notes here. Because with the new carb, the choke shaft is hard, it's stuck on there, I cut a notch out of here so this will sit into there like that. This is where the old choke shaft would go through, and so to mount this the correct way, I had to cut a notch out of the metal so that'll sit nicely like that. A new gasket on here. Take the old gasket off of here. This gasket should peel off easily. If not, use a utility knife or a razor blade. Okay, we have to attach the new governor control, so a couple of bolts take this off. See this rod, we have to change this out. And then this will go on here. But while we're doing that, we have to reconnect these
Springy thing?
This is the governor assembly. It's hard to show on camera, but we're going to sneak that on there. All right, connect our fuel line. Bring the clamp back down like that. Like that. All right, fuel filter goes back on. Okay, old spark plug, new, $4. Buy new spark plug, put it in. It's really easy. Goes right in there. All right, so you don't have to ever replace this again. Fresh gas always gets a gas stabilizer. There's different brands. You can also buy pre-mixed 4-cycle gas just for small engines, which is expensive, but saves you the expense of this little item here, all right? Always use gas stabilizer and run your generator and all your power tools, I'd say every month for like 15 minutes at a minimum. And change the oil in this thing. It's been sitting for probably a year. The oil breaks down, gets moisture in it, so we're going to change the oil as well. But now we're going to put stabilizer in here, fill up the fuel tank, and hopefully it'll start. All right, when you go to start your engine, learn from me. Make sure this switch is turned to on, not off. On, and the engine will turn on. Okay, idiot check. Turn on the fuel like that. Let the fuel flow in. Switch is on. Spark plug is plugged in. Set this to choke. And I'm going to let this sit for a minute because the fuel has to come from the tank, the new fuel, down the fuel line into the bowl.
Harriet, are you ready?
You got it on?
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? It actually worked for once. So right here should be some squares to click on to watch more of my engine oil maintenance, tune-up, generator, transfer switch, lawnmower videos over here. You want to watch more about GardenFork, click on the little round circle dog thing. But we put out this stuff every week. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. You're impressed, aren't you?
I am. It took 2 or 3 years to do this. So
Let's do this again.
switch to on and send it to choke.